purpose of this record.
This is the podcast about the golden age of hip-hop, dance, 808 freestyle, the culture, the happenings, and the stories of early hip-hop from the artists who were there. Across all socials, subscribe at iTunes, iHeart, YouTube, Stitcher, and many more at Old School Rewind. Welcome to the Old School Rewind podcast with Aaron Goodwin.
This is Mixtape Sessions 3.
Say a 1 for the trouble, 2 for the time. Come on, y'all, let's
All right, here we go. Old School Rewind back for a Friday. Hello, hello, hello to you, that continent, that state. Hello to all my peeps here around the Central California area that are tuned in to the Old School podcast every Friday when that ding, and you see your podcast light up, says the Old School Rewind is celebrating the mixtape. And the first mixtape I'm going to play for you, actually a mega mix concocted on the internet of the Stars On group. I'm going to call Stars On the first mixtape. Now, people could call me out here by email or chat or however you would like to communicate. Lots of people communicate differently. If you'd like to inbox me at the Old School Rewind podcast, Facebook, Twitter, you'll find us, Instagram at Old School Rewind, the website, of course, oldschoolrewind.com. I believe that Stars On was one of the things that didn't die when disco died. Okay? Contrary to belief, it didn't fade from the mainstream when the 70s ended. We're going to call this mixtape Exhibit A, at least the beginning of it, which was the Stars On 45 medley. It was a Dutch group. They hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 with the eminently danceable disco-based cover song. It was like a melange. The Stars On 45 medley, in reality, the song official name, get this, medley, intro, Venus / Sugar Sugar / No Reply / I'll Be Back / Drive My Car / Do You Want to Know a Secret / We Can Work It Out / I Should Have Known Better / Nowhere Man / You're Gonna Lose That Girl / Stars On 45 quote. And despite its thorough nature of naming out the singles that were being done by the Stars On in the Stars On 45 medley, they forgot to talk about the Sparks, Beat the Clock, that's at the start, and Coda. But this elongated title revealed how Beatles-centric the song actually was. Dutch musicians, Bas Meijs, who played John Lennon, or sang John Lennon, Aki Heistens, who played Paul McCartney, and Hans Vermeulen, played George Harrison. They performed rather credible homages to 3/4 of the Fab Four, atop a steady percolating disco beat. The musicians covered snippets of famous songs, seamlessly integrated and mixed together in a DJ-like mix, but what they really wanted to do was not only use hot disco hits in some of their Stars On stuff, but putting 60s classic in there was sort of a gamble. In 1979, it was not done to play Beatles music in the clubs, and as a result, Gendro wasn't sure about playing it, but his work ended up on a bootleg called Let's Do It, in the 80s greatest hits. That's like one of those collection compilations. I had like Pure Power, right? Blind Man in the Bleachers, or Chevy Van, or Jigsaw Sky High. You all, the K-Tel, the K-Tel stuff. They're revealing my age, of course, and yours if you know what I'm talking about. But the vinyl made its way over to Europe and landed in the hands of a Dutch record company, who in turn called up Jaap Egermont, former member of Golden Earring. He was dabbling in production. Egermont then spearheaded a very similar 12-inch version of the bootleg to great success. It was a shortened take on the Stars On 45 medley and subsequently a massive hit in the Netherlands and UK before the song took the U.S. by storm, which it very well did. First, it starts out with a very popular number 1, Stars On 45 medley, and then it goes through a few more to get that syncopated thing. But they weren't clearing samples. These guys just decided to play the parts and sing over a disco syncopated type mix. I'm going to call it an original mixtape. To me, it is. And that's where I got my knowledge of the Beatles. I've told you many times I was raised on pop radio, AM radio, where I got my fixes of SOS Band and Michael Jackson and Zapp and the like, Loose Ends, and Planet Rock. That's where I heard the first time on an AM station in my area, much like all of y'all. FM radio didn't cater to that music yet. And I say that music because I got told that so many of you really play that music because somebody black or Hispanic was in the band. And that was a real thing up until, 85, 86 here on the West Coast, 84. In New York was happening, a few years before that, but they had their AM stations too. But they also had black radio stations on FM because it was a bigger metropolis. New York, Los Angeles could have a black formatted radio station, what they call an urban radio station, which we didn't have here. We had either your classic rock station or music-oriented rock, which was elevator music. Those were the only things that were on FM at that time. FM wasn't populated with music. So if you got your music from a pop station, this is definitely one of the ones you would hear. And where the pop stations in areas that did have urban black radio stations had pop stations, and we didn't break the mold until another, it took us about 10 years to break the mold and get hip-hop leaning or rhythm-sounding music to be the main in a format. And now it's taken over the world. There is a rhythm format now, a rhythm top 40. Went from top 40 to rhythm top 40. That's their way of saying black top 40 or Hispanic or Latino or Latina aimed Hispanic music. It always had a label. I hated it. I hated that. But now we got this mumble rap and these songs about cooking coke and whatnot. I'm not trying to hate on anybody's game, but music sort of lost its soul. And they thought the music of the 80s, what I attribute my whole podcast to, was sort of a soulless, heartless format. I don't believe that. I just didn't believe that. Was there some music that's sort of disposable from the time? Yes, but I think all eras had that going on. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get to Stars On 45, and this will be the extended medley. But the first thing you'll hear is the number one hit, Stars on 45. I'm sure you'll sing along. If you're anywhere around my age, you couldn't hide from the Stars on 45 Mega Mix Medley. Here it comes, Old School Rewind Podcast.
Let's do it! You gotta beat the clock, you gotta beat the clock.
You can boogie, love disco, love the disco sound. Move on your body, spinning round and round. But don't forget, oh no. Don't forget, oh no.
The stars on 45 keep on turning in your mind. Now we can work it out. Remember, twist the shout. You still not tell me why, and no reply.
I think you're listening to the first Mega Mix by the Stars On Band on the Old School Rewind Podcast.
Sugar, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you, honey. Sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. 1, 2, 3, 4. This happened once before, when I came through your door. No reply. They said it wasn't you, but I saw you peep through your window. You know, if you break my heart, I'll go, but I'll be back again. 'Cause I told you once before goodbye, but I came back again. As a girl that she wanted to be, she said, baby, can't you see? I wanna be famous, a star of the screen, but you can do something in between. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car, and baby, I love you.
I mean, this was a big time hit at the time.
Listen, do you want to know a secret? is not to tell. Oh, oh, closer. Let me whisper in your ear. Say the words you long to hear. I'm in love with you. Try to see it my way. Gonna have to keep on talking till I can go on. Wanna see it your way, by the risk of knowing that our love may soon be gone. We can work it out. We can work it out.
You know, the Sgt. Pepper's, I know, is the Bee Gees Frampton version, right? So this is why this would fit me.
He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land. You're gonna lose that guy.
Speaking of Sgt. Pepper, this was running tandem, probably on the charts at the same time.
You're gonna lose that girl.
Beatles fans are going, man, Bubba's a wimp. Oh, here we go. Come on, get it. So again, let's call this the origination of, say, a bootleg tape. Legally, this is what you really called legal. This was a band just replaying what they heard in the mix, but a syncopated beat. Stars on the Old School Rewind podcast. In the mix. Oh, Lil Papa was a Rolling Stone there. Yeah. Dope. Dope for the time. Just dope. And how smart.
Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, all he left us was alone.
Rolling around like a stone on the Old School Rewind podcast.
On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were flames and birds and rocks and things. There was sand, hills and rain. Monday, Monday, so good to me.
These guys are just so eclectic and out in front.
If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray. I've been for a walk.
Total AM radio, skating rink, Stars on 45 extended mega medley spinning right now.
guns exploding, violence flaring, bullets loading. You're old enough to kill, but not for voting. You don't believe in war, but what's that gun you're toting? And even the Jordan River has bodies floating. But you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction.
I mean, how about it? Be too late to the party on disco and then a niche like this. How about we disco up classics, sing them ourselves? I mean, the sing-overs are incredible.
Crack a rosy, make me smile. Girl, let me last for an hour. Well, that's alright, 'cause we got all night
Or are they sing-overs?
to set the world right.
There she was, just walking down the street singing. Slapping her fingers and swirling her feet singing.
How gentle is the rain that falls softly on the meadow. High up in the
Hey, man.
trees, serenade the
Freestyle people right now are going, what in the fuck is Aaron thinking? Man, I'm shining a light into the mind. And I imagine you're just like me, so... Like I said, inbox me. Oldschoolrewind.com. There's a contact form right on the front there.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its teeth while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence.
The stars of 35 keep on turning in your mind, but we can work it out. Remember, twist the shout. You still don't tell me why. No reply. Take it now or leave it. Now is all we get. Nothing promised, no regret. So when you need me, darling, can't you hear me? SOS. The love you gave me, nothing else can save me. SOS. When you're gone, how can I even try to go on? Like a bang, a boom and a boomerang, dum-dee-dum-dum-dee-dum-dee-dum-dum. A bang, a boom, a boomerang. Love is a tune you hold me hum. Money, money, money must be funny in the rich man's world. Money, 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 always sunny in the rich man's world. All the things I could do if I had a little money. It's a rich man's world. Knowing me, knowing you, there is nothing we can do.
Old School Rewind Podcast.
We just have to face it this time.
So, of course, all the songs of ABBA.
Breaking up is never easy. I know what I had to go. Knowing me, knowing you is the best. gone through, though it's hurting me. Now it's history. I've played all my cards, and that's what you've done too. Nothing more to say, no more race to play. The winner takes it all, the loser standing small beside the victory. That's our destiny. Super trooper, beams are gonna blind me, but I won't feel blue like I always do, 'cause somewhere in the crowd there's you. Ride a horse, sail your boat, drive your car along the road, fly away in the sky, walk, dance, laugh, or cry. Down, 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 forget. I wanna know. Down, 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 forget. I wanna know. The stars are 45.
I mean, listen to the pipes on that gal.
Your mind, but we can work it out. Remember, twist the shout. You still don't tell me why, and no reply.
No, you ain't bumped your head. Neither have I. I'm trying to enlighten folks on the possible first mixtape maybe we're listening to right here. By Stars On, the Dutch band that invaded America's top 40 charts. 1981-ish. Oh, yeah. Carl Douglas's Kung Fu Fighter being resung. You have to pay nobody for that. These guys were so smart. Take the music from the rock station, sync it to a disco beat, and then they put it on pop radio, right? Exactly what happened. Pretty classic, actually. You go ahead and play like you weren't down with Rod Stewart. That's all right. Like you didn't tap to this jam. Go ahead. You're fronting.
Here is a special bulletin. Ma Baker is the FBI's most wanted woman. Her photo is hanging on every post office wall. If you have any information about this woman, please contact the nearest police station.
Right? I believe you're listening to the original mixtape, even though it's a sing-over, by the Stars On Band, the Mega Mix Medley. We can argue all night about it. Whenever you're receiving the podcast, now, the medley is very interesting, traveling through the times, of course, of Michael Jackson here. Started with the Beatles, so the era-specific type stuff that they did was very classic. The ABBA focus, the Beatles focus. Mini TV themes back then. That's what we're listening to, actually, now that we listen. So they took their favorite TV themes and movie themes and made a Stars On for it. with me. That sounds like the guy. Sounds like Rambo in the basement on Beach Street beating his can on the pipe. Hey, what you doing, man? Come on, man. This guy's loco. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street. Oh. Right? Eddie Davis Eyes. All great early 80s pop songs now that are being intertwined by the stars on the Old School Rewind Podcast. All right, now, that was the dancing then. This was the dancing that we are paying tribute to on the Old School Rewind Podcast. I'm going to consider that maybe one of the first mixtapes ever. But this right here will make you jump your ass out the chair. Bring it. You're on the Old School Rewind Podcast. Aaron Goodwin. Remember, it all starts with Kraftwerk. Taking a trip through the electro-funk era of the 80s on the Old School Rewind Podcast, I'm Aaron Goodwin.
Get on right, party.
So much going on there, from the Bambata to the Lisa Lisa. Renegades of Funk. If you haven't told a friend yet about the Old School Rewind podcast, please do. We are at oldschoolrewind.com. iTunes, where do you find iHeart? Where do you do your thing for podcasts? In our Old School Rewind podcast, you'll find me. Subscribe, rate, review if you can. Always helps in the internet world. Doing the show specifically for educational reasons. To educate y'all. A little something we used to do back in the old school. Yeah, a little set it off in the background there. Set it off, come on. Aptly titled The Mixtape Sessions on the Old School Rewind podcast. I'm Aaron Goodman, and you're listening to the Old School Electro Funk mix right now. That's a jam. Remember that, Mickey? Love Emergency? Like 84, I believe. M-I-K-K-I, Mickey.
I did not know what it was to love only one. Did you miss me? My
We doing the damn thing here on the Old School Rewind podcast. Mixtape Sessions. Since Cameron Paul passed away, we've been looking around the internet and digging up some of the great mixtapes. Of course, he was our hero in the West Coast. And started doing a little studying on that. First time here? Subscribe. So actually, there were bootlegs. DJs would take, like Egyptian Lover and Lonzo and those guys, and like DJ HT would take all the songs, do a mixtape, and go press a record, and then sell it in the hood. Highly illegal. The origins of the mixtape. I'm calling it the Mixtape Sessions. HT's in the mix. Divine Sounds, man. If they use that, you know they were deep in the mix. Ill. So HT was a DJ, I believe in Ventura County in '84, and started up at the Body Rocco Productions. The labels all say promo, not for resale. Of course not. HT, we know about the grind, baby. There's some Hashim. That's the B-side. Now remember, this is the beginning of multi-track also, so they are feeding these cuts, not live one-on-one, turntable on the ones and twos. They could very well be feeding it with the turntable, but multi-track is being utilized here. Reel to reel. Many times as you need to try it, you try it. They'd get it right and they'd press it. This one here screams, West Side! The music was about having fun. Well, Prince's music was about but HT's in the mix. This is the Old School Rewind Podcast. So, Old School Rewind Podcast is on. Aaron Goodwin, I'm rolling you through some of the favorites of breakdancers and poppers and people that had the art of mixtapes down or was a fan of the art of mixtapes, which was no less than a bootleg on vinyl. Here comes the official on Tommy Boy label, 3D Mega Mix.
Master mix those number 1 tunes. Master mix those number 1 tunes. Peace, unity, love, and having fun.
You're not going to call this one a bootleg. This is an artist that putting together all of his own music in a mega mix. Now that's dope. I'm just gonna let this one go. So cool. Can't fight it. Sorry. Shout out to John Roby and Arthur Baker. Both I'd love to have on the show. Tom Silverman, thank you. Everything you did for hip-hop and do. I'm going to get Tom Silverman on the podcast. We're going to talk to him.
Play that beat. Look for the perfect beat. Play that beat. Look for the perfect
Yeah, Tom Silverman, like in 1981, had like a $5,000 loan, and he grew a label. He used to be the Dance Music Report guy for like 14 years, which started in like 78. It was a 2-week publication that reported on dance music. So the label of Tommy Boy Music was an extension, of course, Tommy Boy Music. When I first started the podcast, didn't know a thing about that. All I knew was I liked Planet Rock, Renegades, Funk, loved the early Tommy Boy stuff. I went straight to the source and got to be able to talk about some of this stuff. Force MDs are on Tommy Boy, which I've talked to Stevie D. Lundy. And anyway, I'd love to talk to John Ruby or Arthur Baker. I think if I needed walking music, this would be my theme song. I think this would best relate. I don't know. I got so many favorites that were influential at that time. I have to think about it. Would this be my walking music? I asked Egyptian Lover what his walking music would be. He said, Egypt, Egypt. Classic. He's coming to town tomorrow. DJ Steve Dietrich's having an Egyptian Lover show. Go ahead and Google it right now if you're in this area. Central California, Modesto, California, specifically. Tomorrow night. I'm going to go down there and watch Egyptian Lover. In the house. Shout out to Egypt. Shout out to all those guys. 19.9, Mario Elias, the gang over there. Oh, yeah. That's me. Mega Mix Sessions. The Mix Sessions.
That's my man throwing down.
And being on Westside for Life, guess what? We're trying to get unknown DJ on the show. Now, I don't mean unknown like when Kiss wore bags over their heads. If you're old school, on the Old School Rewind, you'll remember that, right? When Kiss, nobody ever saw them. Well, there was no internet, no cameras, no way of communicating. They had magazines, and they would catch them like out in public, but they wore masks. They saw the paparazzi, they put their masks on. It was like a Crown Royal bags is what I remember them looking like to me, but black, like diamonds and stuff on them. Anyways, shout out to unknown DJ Lonzo. Thank you for the hookup. Yeah, we're going to get that scheduled, but we might even have one more week of mixtapes so I can get prepared for unknown, because that's a whole West Coast. We're going to dissect and find out a lot about the West Coast that you didn't know about when we talk with unknown DJ. So let me play it, and breakdancers beware. Man, this was the anthem. This was the Call the Floor anthem. Next Friday, Old School Rewind podcast will immediately show up in your feed if you subscribe. Rate, review, and 5,000.
You've been listening to the Old School Rewind. Share and subscribe now at oldschoolrewind.com.